Mistress copy and paste Claressa Shields strikes again straight from the Remy Ma starter pack. We're going to talk about all of this all over again. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Claressa Shields. Surprise, surprise. AKA Pap's Mistress. AKA Pap's Entanglement. AKA Pap's Pick Me. AKA Pap's Side Chick. Or as Chris Cyborg would say, it is duck hunting season. Claressa Shields doesn't stop, you guys. She's the ultimate mistress. She does everything that I expect of a mistress, that I expect of a side chick, who is knowingly entangling themselves with a married man, and not just any married man, a broke and dusty married man that cannot make anything happen for himself, that he has to latch on to more successful women for clout and attention. No. Right? And according to Remy, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly pawned her jewelry. Allegedly said that, and why you effing lying, he's got so D. You know what I'm saying? So Claressa doing all this madness on the internet for broke, fat broke. He ain't got it. A man with an alleged gambling addiction. A man that your cousin is alleging you sent over $80K for a gambling debt and has spent hundreds and thousands of dollars on flights and feelings and hoping that any type of money, any type of allowance is going to keep this married man around. And doing all of this, what? So you think that you are stunting on the wife? Meanwhile, you're still studying everything that Remy is doing. You are still watching everything Remy is doing. You lied in that interview. Oh, I don't know Remy songs like that. Yeah, you do. Because you're a fan. And you were a fan when you were pretending to be Remy's, friend in the DMs and her comments and her likes on the Instagrammies while you were plotting on her husband. And just lie in these interviews. It gets to a point. But we've talked about this now for several months of Claressa's flat out obsession with Remy. You know what I'm saying? And I stand on the fact that I think it's both Claressa and Pap that are intentionally doing this. I think Pap's bright idea to try to make Claressa a star. Oh, you gotta go with the Remy look. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go with the Remy look. Oh, when Remy did this was hot. We were on the cover of this magazine and da-da-da-da-da. We were loving hip hop and da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like I already know his manipulation tactics and all this and all of that. But also, I believe as well, Claressa wants to do this because her and Pap know, number one, having her name and his name constantly attached to Remy is going to keep them in the blogs, is going to keep them in the algorithm, because what did I say? Remy is the female algorithm in the culture, and 50 Cent is the algorithm, the male algorithm for the culture, right? So ultimately what has happened is you know that Pap is over you. You know that Pap is still obsessed with his wife. You know Pap is not letting go of his wife. You know it's been multiple years that you guys have been out in public and there is nothing that has changed about your position. You're so out loud for a married man that is not giving you that same energy back. And the obsession is getting deeper and deeper and deeper with Remy as far as that goes, right? So like I said, we've talked for months now where Claressa switched up her style, started, flat out copying Remy's looks. And I remember at the beginning, some of y'all were like, Anonymous T, you're exaggerating. There's nothing wrong with getting braids. There's nothing wrong with wearing wigs. There's nothing wrong with blonde hair and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, there's several types of braids, right? You could do box braids. You could do, you know what I'm saying? Passion braids, passion twists, or whatever. You can do box braids. You could do all types of things, right? It was the style and the part and, the swirl edges. And it's down to a T, is my point. Even the wigs, the bust down wigs, the middle part wigs, the side part wigs, the wigs in these specific colors that Remy has already done. Anything that Claressa is doing at this point, Remy Ma has done first. Pap, Remy's husband, Claressa, called Remy a trendsetter for a reason, right? Claressa made such a big deal about the jewelry and the Van Cleef bracelets and everything else that might be Remy's. You know what I'm saying? That she was up here sporting that Pap allegedly bought for her, right? And bragging about how much jewelry she had on and how much jewelry she was wearing and how expensive everything was. And copying Remy when she went to the Cardi B show and she was Gucci head to toe. And here comes Claressa out in Gucci. Remy Ma says, and why you effing lying? I'm driving around in a two-seater. Here goes Claressa running out to go get a two-seater. Like, it's been so many things from various photo shoots Remy Ma's done over the years, various music videos, various performances, various themed birthday parties or anniversary parties, or even weddings and renewals with her and Pap that Claressa is just studying and has all over. Has saved somewhere in a folder. You know what I'm saying? She's got a Remy folder on her phone or on the iPad somewhere. You cannot convince me otherwise. She absolutely does, because she cannot let go of Remy in any capacity, you guys. In any capacity. So what has happened now is Claressa had posted earlier today, and she said, while they chasing attention, I'm chasing legacy, with a championship trophy, praying emojis, fingers crossed emoji, hashtag good life, hashtag Claressa Shields, hashtag quote. But I was surprised that people didn't, because when I immediately saw this robe that Claressa had on, and the reason I have the emoji over where that is because Claressa is going so far to be naked. Got her whole nipples out on the Instagrammies, you guys. Got the whole nipples out just like she did when she was in Aruba. And that eeny teeny weeny bikini top she had on was, show a nipple. Claressa is so desperate to be seen as attractive, to be seen as sexy, that she is going completely down the OnlyFans path, the corn path, anything to feel desired, because it is lacking with Pap. It is lacking with Pap. It was effortless for Pap to desire his wife. The same wife he refuses to legally be divorced from and illegally single from. So now what you are doing is, once again, trying to replicate all things Remy, trying to do your own version of these photo shoots of things that Pap and Remy have done in the past. And now you have memorized and watched all the looks in Remy Ma's latest video, put them on. And you were like, I can get that. I can get a variation of a robe, you know what I'm saying? And I could be naked and everything else up under it. And I could find something that has little, ruffles at the end of the arms and ruffles at the bottom and all this and all of that. And see, the difference is Remy's look is classy. You're giving trashy. You are giving what mistresses are known for, which is all about the SCX and the lust of it all with somebody's husband. So you're up here talking about people are chasing attention, but it's you. Everything that you say is a projection. It is you that wants this attention. It is you that is in a one-sided competition forever, ever with Pap's wife. Because it irritates you that Pap will not let go of his wife, will not cover up the Remy tattoos, will not delete the Remy posts on the Instagrammies. will not legally be divorced from her for good. He's probably lying to you and saying that it's Remy's fault and that Remy's holding up the divorce or whatever the case may be. But I'm here to tell you what divorce proceedings is Pap attending to if he's there with you in Atlanta promoting the fight. Like, you need to put two and two together, but see, the thing of it is, you are so desperate for fame and attention and clout, you are willing to have yourself publicly humiliated and embarrassed by a married man who is not giving you the same level of tension, the same level of energy in any capacity, just because you feel like you've won something against Remy. Meanwhile, Remy is thriving. Remy is booked and busy. Remy has completely ditched the DEAD weight and is doing so many amazing things. She's on her mogul trip right now. She's on the mogul status. You can't compare, Claressa. It doesn't matter how many looks you attempt by Remy. It doesn't matter how many, if you try to replicate her exact makeup, her exact jewelry, her exact fashion, the thigh-high boots, the fur coats, the bust-down wigs. You know what I'm saying? Trying to talk like her, trying to talk like a New Yorker, saying Remy Ma sayings and all this other nonsense. And thinking because you are sleeping with her husband that don't like you, that don't respect you, you think you've won. And all it is everyone is laughing at you, Claressa. The people who are around you are there to get whatever opportunities and shmoney is available. But that is also why the people are dropping like flies, because deep down, a lot of these people aren't effing with you like that. So you're so desperate to keep up these appearances, and all these people are disappearing out of your life, except for the broke married man that you've put on this pedestal as if he's the prize. As if he is this amazing person that has done all of these things for you, when all he's doing is the bare minimum. You're trying to cover all of his tracks, all of his debts, so you can try to keep yourself in the shade room every day. That is what it has come down to, because nobody gives a crap about your boxing career, or lack thereof. Nobody cares about this upcoming fight against Kay Scott, who only has 7 professional fights. Nobody cares about the fact that you tried to convince the people that having a Zeus Network undercard was going to sell out the arena, and because it did not, you had to run back and get actual fighters to add to the undercard, and it's still not selling. So as a result, all of these tactics that have taken place, all of these controversies that you like to start anytime you have an upcoming fight, it's not landing with the people anymore. So you have to go back to these radio stations and discuss a married man, but not just discuss a married man. You always bring up his wife. You always do the whataboutism nonsense with Remy Ma, and you are so desperate for Remy to get dragged. And here's the thing. She told us publicly she is single, like a Pringle. You know what I'm saying? But let's just keep it a buck. Let's say even if she did have somebody, she's smart enough not to have it out here in the public, knowing she's still legally married to Pap. That is the difference. Even Lotto understands that she can't be out here publicly with a married 21 Savage with a whole brand new baby out here, because he also has not divorced his wife. And them trying to post content of all the sister wives of all the baby mamas hanging out was a flop, because none of it matters if 21 Savage is not leaving. None of it matters if 21 Savage is not divorcing his wife. So you have not won. You do not have a prize. But at least Lotto is smart enough to not be doing all these public appearances with a married man, knowing that he is not divorced from his wife. You're not going to catch her out here to see her friend Angel Reese with 21 Savage as her date. You're not going to see her at the BET Awards where she was at with 21 Savage as her date. In fact, 21 Savage and his wife made it a date to her baby shower. But Claressa thinks that she's going to get the same type of love and acceptance and opportunities and brand deals that Remy and Pap got because of their marriage, because of their black love story that was played out and showcased for millions of people on Love and Hip Hop. Y'all are not the same. Y'all are not the same. Pap is completely different with you. And you don't see it. You do not see it because you're too desperate to just hang on to this guy. Paying whatever amount of money is going to be to keep him around. And that is insane. Even trying to give him an opportunity commentating back in Grand Rapids, Michigan for a Win Records Selena Promotions event. No. Where they were also playing Fat Joe and Remy Marlene back. Absolutely not. But this obsession with Remy, and I can't stress it enough, Remy still needs to be on high alert with Claressa because it's just getting to a point. It is getting to a point, but I clocked this from the beginning. Everything from the Remy starter pack, everything from the Remy collection, you have somebody, you have a mistress that knows that she's being treated the same way she was when she was hidden. When she was begging, like K Sweat, you know what I'm saying? When Pap was back sleeping on Remy's couch, begging them to be public, begging them to do the X and the Y and the Z, begging to be treated like a girlfriend, begging to be seen in public. And the only reason you're seen in public, Neil, is because Remy exposed y'all. Had Remy not exposed y'all, Pap would still be back on Remy's couch, and he would only show up to your fights, and that's it. In the capacity of a promoter. Wouldn't be do all this other foolishness that is taking place right now. You've completely lost the plot, Claressa, and you don't realize that Pap is playing in your face. So that is all I got for this video. I need y'all to do me the biggest favor, and that is to hype the video. Hype the video, please. There's that. That is it. That is all. Es todos es final. Es finito. Is he on the road? Is he on the line for this video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.